the screen so that you'll be able to see the slides, etc. I hope you are able to see my screen. Yeah, and the live stream also
Yes.
has begun. Fine, I guess it is working, right? Fine, I guess it is working, right? Okay, so we were discussing about modules yesterday, and correct, and I discussed about the path yesterday with you. So the reason why I discussed path, so what did I say? I mentioned that I discussed something called path. So I'll just type it over here, path. Okay, path is a variable available in the shell. Okay, so for easiness I am using the ZSH and I also use the bash. Okay, so let's assume that it is available in the bash shell. Okay, so that's the command line shell, or it can be the command line shell, or it can be the GUI, right? Which means that it is available in the shell, is a variable available in the shell which denotes the locations where the executable files or library files, or let's say shared files, are available. What do you understand from this? Say I am going to search for Unix path. Okay, so right now I just search for Unix path. Okay, and the question I am getting here in the heading is, what is the Unix path and how do you add programs to it? So this is the question that I have here. Okay, so this is very similar to what we are trying to understand over here. So we are trying to understand what is Python path, and before we learned Python path we were discussing about module. A module is when you have functions or classes or multiple functions or multiple classes and multiple variables all put together in one single file, then that is called a module. But there is a slight catch, it has to be, you know, functionally all of these things that you arrange together, organize together in one file should be similar. Okay, so this is an example. Of course this is not an example for confirming whether, you know, both the variable and the function are functionally similar or anything. Okay, it's just an example for a module called fib.py, and we discussed why we were unable to you know, both do import fib and from fib import star, and then it did not work for some time or some okay, so we have seen all those things. So we were discussing modules and we were trying to understand what are path. Okay, so the question here is Python path, and what I am trying to here explain to you is a path. Okay, so a path is a variable available in the shell which denotes the locations where the executable, library and shared files are available. So I searched on the internet about what is a Unix path, and I got this particular response. It says echo $path, okay, said dollar string colon to be replaced with a \n. I hope you understood what this means. Okay, sed is for stream editor. Okay, stream editor means that it is just going to replace some pattern. So this is a pattern replacement that has happened. So I am going to take the terminal. Okay, clear. Going to take the terminal. Okay, clear, and I am going to just do a echo dollar path. So that is something that we have already done yesterday, and I told you that it contains multiple locations, that is multiple directory locations that are separated by a colon, correct? So I told you it has /home/linux brew /.linux brew/bin, that is one location, and then there is a colon, and then you have the next one, right? And then you have the next one which goes all the way till here, and then you have the next one which goes from user local bin, then you have user bin, then you have just bin, then user local games, user games, snap/bin, and then you have a local folder called Anoop, home anoop.local/bin. So you have multiple things. So let's try $path and then sed it's okay. So okay, let me just do this echo $path, clear. Okay, so it has printed the path, and this particular thing is going to print everything new line, because we replaced the colon with the \n with the stream editor. Okay, so what we can see over here is all these locations that are there, right? They have the executable files. Okay, say for example, we know that even the ls that you write on the terminal is something that gets executed. Okay, and we have already seen what is ls, and for that we used a command called which. Okay, and which ls told us that it is an alias. Okay, so I can also do which rm, which git, which emacs. So which means that which file is getting executed when I enter emacs in my shell. Okay, so here I said that path is a variable available in the shell which denotes the locations where the executable library and shared files are available. So for this particular purpose, I am going to delete the library and the shared files. I'll just mention it as locations where the executable files are available. Okay, so I typed which ls, which rm, which git, and which emacs, and you can see that it has actually given me the output user bin rm, user bin git, user bin emacs. I can also try sudo let's say which wait if, okay, which if config. I'm not sure whether that's there. Oh, it's not there. So actually that's because, you know, I can actually run if config, but then I have to run it with /sbin/ifconfig, and the /sbin is not available in this path folders. That's the reason why I have to run it this way. Or else what I can do is I can just add, so $path is equal to path colon. So this is the easiest way to add a new entry. Okay, and I'm going to add /sbin. Okay, and that's it. Now you can see that $path contains wait, why do it say that way? Oh, echo $path, and I'm just looking for sbin. Have I not added it, or is it not worked? let's try ifconfig again. It has to be, I think, this way. Wait. Okay, so for the easiness, I think I'll do it this way. So I am editing two files called bash rc and zsh rc. Okay, and if I look at the zsh rc, at the end, you know, it should technically give me the path. Yes, it has given me the path over here, and what I will do is I'll give a :/sbin. So this is my configuration file, which is useful for my shell, and whenever I load the shell afresh, right, as in whenever I load the shell newly, all these things that I change here, right, will be updated to it. So I am killing the zsh rc, bash rc. I think I don't need to do it at both the places, so it's okay, I can leave it at that place for the time being. I am quitting the terminal and I am taking the new terminal and I am doing an echo path, and you can see that now the location /sbin is also over there, and now I type ifconfig, it starts working, correct? I typed ifconfig and it starts working. I don't have to type /sbin/ifconfig. So this means that, so when I type which ifconfig, right, now it is going to tell me it is in /sbin/ifconfig. So which means that the executable file which is located in a particular location other than, so right now I am executing this program from /home/anoop, right, but ifconfig is available in /sbin/ifconfig. I can type ls also gets run here, I can type rm, I can type git. So whatever command I want to type, can be executed from the terminal, okay, from regardless of where I am right now, okay, regardless of which directory I am going to execute that program from, okay. So for example, the ifconfig was executed from the sbin ifconfig, and we had to use /sbin/ifconfig if we had to run it without the sbin in the path variable. So since the sbin has been added into the path variable, okay, you can see the sbin has been added to the path variable, and since this has been added to the path variable, whenever you type ifconfig, okay, whenever I type ifconfig, it will look for the executable, whether it is available in this directory. If it is available in this directory, it will get executed. If it is available in this directory, which is the second one, that is after the first column, then it will get executed from here. So when we typed ifconfig, it has actually looked in all these directories and it could not find it, and then finally it went and looked it in the /sbin directory, that's the path where the ifconfig file was found, okay. So which means that a path is a location that we will feed into the configuration, so that whenever we want to run a program, okay, it will get started from that particular location where it is stored, okay. So that is what the idea of path is. Is there anyone who has not understood what path is? So I'll share this link with you. You can look at what path is from this one also, okay, and it is also, you will be able to understand it from the discussions that we have had in the previous class and today's class. So path is a variable where you will be looking for the executable files, and if the executable file is found, then it will be executed. Say for example, I want to have a new executable called hello world. Can we do it that way? So I am going to show you very simply. I am going to put it in, let's say, home Linux. Where can I put it? Yeah, I'll put it here in home Anoop local bin. Okay, I'll put it here in Anoop home Anoop local bin. So I'm going to go to local/bin. You know that this is a relative address. How many of you know about relative and absolute address?
So relative means it will just denote the address with respect to another address.
Yes, correct. So we
And
have already
absolute will be
seen
direct
that in
address.
CS101. So a relative address is right now I am okay. Right now I am present. I am available in the home Anoop directory, and where I have to go is into home Anoop dot local slash bin directory, right? So which means that right now, since I am in home Anoop, I just need to type cd dot local slash bin, and that should take me to the particular directory that I am I'm looking to go into. So this is called relative addressing, which means that with respect to the current location, I will pass the address of the resource that I want to access. While absolute addressing means that I can just type I need to type the whole address and then I can go there. So this is what you call as absolute addressing, okay, and this is what you call as relative addressing. So we are going to go into that folder with a relative addressing. Okay, I am going to show you something very interesting over here. Okay, for this I am taking a terminal. I'm taking an Emacs editor and I'm going to call hello world. Okay, .py. Okay, hello world.py, and I'm going to say if name so you will understand what I am doing probably after I am done with it. Okay, print okay. Okay, so this is the program. And now what I am going to do is I am taking a new EZSH shell and I am doing so we have created a hello world.py. So I am just doing ls hello world.py. That's not there. Okay, while I try to run the particular code python 3 space hello world.py, that will still result in an error because it could not find the particular file in this particular directory. Now how do I run it? So I am going to do an ls here and you can see that so my terminal is actually colorful. Okay, my terminal that you see over here is colorful, which means that hello world.py is shown in black color while the others are shown in green color. I am doing an ls minus alh and you can see that these are all executable files. Okay, from the details of the program, you can see that all these programs are executable files while this program is not an executable file. So what I am going to do is I am going to make it an executable file. But then there are certain things that I need to do. So let me do all of those things and show you what are the things that I have to do. First is I have to So this is something very important in Python. Okay. So how many of you have heard of something called? Can I delete this path part? Yeah.
Yes.
So how many of you heard of something called shebang line?
No, sir.
Okay, nobody has heard about it, right? So this is something that I want to tell you now. So shebang line. So I have something called a shebang line, which will tell the command line interface or the shell which is the interpreter that is going to be used for that particular file. Okay. So in computing, a shebang is a character sequence consisting of the characters number sign and exclamation mark, which means that a shebang line will start with hash not, okay, hash exclamation at the beginning of a script. It is also called sharp explanation, shebang, hash bang, pound bang, or hash plain. Okay. So we can see that now this is something related to the terminal and the shell and related to some line that you write at the starting of the program. So let me write that hash / user / bin / python 3. Save it. At the same time, I am just going to type which python 3. Okay, it says that / user bin python 3. Okay, now take a look at what I have typed. Okay, which python 3? It's going to give me user bin python 3. Over here it is user bin python 3, correct? Yes. So I am with the shebang line, right? So first line over there was called the above line is called shebang line, specifies the interpreter to be used when this script is made executable. Okay, so this is what it means. Now what I am going to do is I am just quitting from here and I am going to do an ls minus alh. You can see that the hello world. Okay, let me remove the hello world okay, let me okay, you can see that the hello world.py file, right, it is still in black color and you can see that it has the modes set to be rw, then r and nothing and r, while for the others it is written as rwx r-x r-x, which means that we need to make our program also to be executable. So this x has to be set, and for that what we have to do is what I am going to do is chmod a+x hello world.py and I do an ls minus alh, and you can see that the hello world.py has changed its color from the earlier black to now green, completely green, and you can see that the mode bits have also been changed slightly. The x is also now available with the hello world.py, and so you can essentially understand that when you have made a program executable, my shell is showing it to be in green color, and when it was not an executable, it was showing it to be in black color. Do you guys all agree with what I have told you, and do you guys all follow what I have told you so far?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Okay, very good.
Yes.
So now I am going to the place where I try to run hello world.py. So I am typing hello world.py and it says enter your name. I have not written python 3, I have not, and see this particular folder, right? This particular file is not available in this directory as well. I am in /home/anoop, okay, while the particular file that I had created was in home anoop local bin, okay, and I made it only an executable file because I wanted to run it from the terminal like this, and for that, to make it executable, I did a chmod, right. I did a chmod a+x. So, it allows all the users to execute this particular file. That is what chmod a+x does. And I also added what you call as the shebang line in the hello world.py. Okay. Now, let me close this terminal, close both the terminals, take a new fresh terminal, okay, and pwd, I am sorry, pwd clear, okay, let me clear it, pwd, okay, and I am typing hello world.py, and it says CS151, hello CS151, okay, and I type which hello world.py. Let us see what it is going to print, and it has printed /home /anoop /.local/bin/hello world.py, which means that now we have made this particular Python script into an executable Python script. Okay. And how did we make it into an executable Python script? We added the shebang line and we did a chmod a+x. Two things, we added a shebang line, and second one was we added the chmod. And once that was done, the third thing that we did was add this file into the particular location that is already there in the path variable, right. So, the path variable already had /home anoop local bin, and I just added it over there. So, now whenever I type hello world.py, it is going to just execute. Now, I am just going to go to this same folder and I am going to rename, okay, move hello world.py to hello world, alright, and I am going to just clear it, exit, okay. I mean, I am just showing you that, you know, because no matter what I do, I exit or restart the computer, these things will stay there without any change. So, I am going to type hello world without the .py. So, just hello world, and it asks me for my name, and if I enter my name, it says hello Anoop, okay. And I now type which hello world, and it says home Anoop local bin hello world, correct. So, rm.local bin hello world, just remove that particular thing, clear it. Now, if I type hello world, it is no longer going to execute. I am typing which hello world not found. So, students, if you have any doubts regarding the topics that we have covered so far, so we started with path, then shebang line, chmod a+x, right, and we ran the program. Any doubts, you may ask me that now. Now, going back to Python path. So, coming back to Python path is a location which is indexed by Python programming language, where the list of all the modules and the locations where all the modules are to be found are there in the Python path. Okay. So, in Python, type the following. You can type import sys.path, list of locations where Python searches for a module. Okay, let us try that. So, I am typing IPython 3. Okay. So, there is a dollar exclamation clear, import sys.path, and when I typed sys.path, it has printed a list of strings, correct, and each string is a location, right. User lib python 37.zip, user lib python 3.7, user lib python 3.7 / lib dinload, home local anoop lib python 3.7 site packages. So, these are all the Python path. Okay. So, list of the locations where the path searches for a module. Now, what does that tell you? What Does it ring a bell to you? So the fib.py, right, the fib.py, if we are going to put it in any of these locations, we can just do an import fib, okay, from wherever you want, because I did an import sys. Is there sys.py file there in home Anup? I am going to do an ls star.py. Okay, there is a sample python.py, but there is no sys.py. We know that if it is a module, then it has to be named by the variable name and it has to be a valid variable name. So, it is a sys.py file has to be there, but then we do not have a sys.py file in the present working directory home Anup, right. So, if I put the sys in any of these locations, that is the places where the Python is going to look for that particular module. So, list of locations where Python searches for a module is what you call as a Python path. Import sys searches for the sys.py or the directory sys in all these locations. So, a module can be just one file, or you can have a sys directory which contains multiple .py files. Okay. So, modules can be in any one of the locations. Current working directory is also one of the locations. See, always see, as I told you, if the file is not present in any of these things, then it will look, or whenever you try to run a particular program, it will look for that particular program in the current working directory, and if it is not there, then it will look for the particular program in all these directories, and if it is not there in any of these directories as well, then it will finally give you an error saying that that particular thing is not available. Okay. So, in IPython, type the following: import sys.path, it will list you the list of all the paths, right. And so, import sys searches for the file sys.py or directory called sys in all these locations. Okay. And modules can be in any one of the locations. Okay. It can be in any one of the location. It can also be in the current working directory, can also set Python path environment variable. So, students, this particular slide, if you look at it, right, I have taken quite a lot of time. I have taken probably about an hour's time to tell you path. I demonstrated it to you, and of course, this was divided across two different classes, and that is the reason why we probably took more time. But this, you must have understood by now, is a very important topic that you are supposed to know throughout your life until you know computer science, or until you work with computers. Okay. So, I told you that path, right, is not just associated with Python, but it is also associated with the system. So, the system has a separate path. So, that path variable is different, and this path variable is different. So, this path variable that you get from the Python interpreter is the Python path, and this path is the shell path. Okay. So, this path that you see over here in the shell, okay, and this path that you see from the sys.path from import sys, both are different, because one is a Python path and another one is a system path. Now, you know that this path is something that is very important. Okay. So, please understand this thing clearly. If you have any doubts, you may ask me that now, or if you have understood it clearly, you can say that, and we will go forward. Why are there only 21 students joining?
Then sir, path is that we can use if we are not finding the particular module in a directory, then it will show all the directories in that shell variable.
Is that how you understood? That's incorrect, Abhishek. Okay, that's incorrect in
So
one
I'm telling
sense.
that if we are going to print that import sys and sys.path, then it will show all that directory, directories present in that shell variable, sir. I'm telling that.
Okay, let me explain it once again. I think there is some sort of incorrect understanding that has happened with Abhishek when he described path. that was not completely correct. So I would actually put it this way. What is a shell? Can someone answer what is shell?
Sir, it's used an executioner or interpreter one.
So it's a program in all OSs where you can directly interact with the operating system services and stuff.
Yes.
Like you have a deeper level of
Yes. So my question is,
interaction.
what is shell? And shell is an interactive environment through which you can interact with the computer's operating system. Correct? Who said that answer?
Sir, Rudraksh.
Badraksh. Thank you, Badraksh. So Badraksh is saying that a shell is a computer program that will allow you to interact with the operating system and do certain things. So what are the things that you may want to do with the operating system? You may want to run some programs, correct? You may want to run some programs, you may want to get some results and all those things. So this is what you call as a shell. So shell is an interactive environment. What are the two shells that we have learned? We know that about the graphical user interface or the GUI, and we know about the command line interface. So this is a command line interface that you can see over here as an example, where you can type the ls, pwd, okay, and all those commands, and you will be able to interact with the operating system. Okay. Now, how do you interact with the operating system? You interact with the OS using the shell through the application programs that are there. Do you guys agree with this? So, there is something called shell. Shell is an interactive environment through which you can interact with the computer's operating system, and you interact with the operating system using the shell through the application programs that are there. Now, it means that I can do ls, I can do gcc, I can do python 3 space hello world.py, correct? All of these things. Now, ls, okay, so ls, then gcc, then python 3. What are those things? Those are the programs, correct? ls, gcc, python 3, these are all the programs that you can use to interact with the operating system. So these are all the programs. So let's take an example, which python 3, okay, it's available in user bin python 3, which what is the next thing? GCC. It says user bin GCC, which G++. It says user bin G++. So which means that these are the programs GCC, G++, Python 3. These are the programs that will allow you to do the certain interaction with the operating system. Okay, and these programs are available where? Where are these programs available? Students? Can you please at least read out what I have typed out in the last 2 lines?
Yes,
Sir.
So my question is, it started with what is a shell, okay? And after I explained to you what a shell is, I told you that we have multiple programs that through which you can actually type your command and interact with the operating system, do certain things, and things like that. Now my question was, where are these programs available in the computer or in the operating system? These are available in the locations mentioned in the path variable. Okay, so a path variable, right? The reason why I told you Abhishek, right? So Abhishek was suggesting that. Can you say now, Abhishek?
Sir, I got it. Path is usually used for locating the module, sir.
Yes. So I think you understood it the other way around
Sir, I
earlier.
was saying about that this one, sir. Import sys.path. About this one, sir.
Right.
I was
Okay.
telling.
Okay.
I was
Sure.
not
Sure.
telling
No
that.
problem, Abhishek. Anyway, I think that is okay. See, as a faculty member, right, I will get very worried if I am getting an input that is incorrect, and because Abhishek seems to be very interactive, and he seems to understand a lot of things quickly, and that is why he is more interactive. So if I compare him with the rest of the students who are not at all interactive and who are silent in the class, right, then it is quite possible that he is representing the knowledge that he has built based on my explanation, and that was not totally correct, and that's the reason why I gave the explanation again. So a path is a place where you can put your modules or your programs. A module, if it is in the case of a Python path. Okay, so we can put the sys module or the numpy module in the Python path. Wherever the Python path directories are there, we can put it either there, or you can put it in a new directory and add that path in the sys.path variable or in the path variable of your computer. So this is what you call as a path. Okay, so how do you run a particular module? Let's say you want to run a module fib.py. Okay, so you can do python fib.py 1 1 2 3 5 8. Okay, and you can run it as a module also. Say this is a complete program where you have two one variable and a function, and then you have the function call. Okay, so you can actually just call it fib of 10. That way also you can run it. Okay, and you can just do an import fib. So the code is called even when we import the module, and we do not want this. So what it is saying is that fib of 10. Okay, so it's saying that, okay, see, I wrote a program over here, right? I guess you guys remember. I wrote the hello world.py program, right? And I wrote an if name equal to main. Okay, so I told you in Python we don't have the main function concept as such. So which means that you can just write everything one statement after the other, and it will all be executed one after the other. So over here there are three blocks, or not three blocks, there is the outer one has some var and the function called fib10, and then there is a function definition fib of n that is there in the next part. So we have some var fib function and the fib10 being called. If you do it this way, the problem is that every time you do an import fib, the fib of 10 will get executed automatically, and that is going to print 1 1 2 3 5 8, and that is why it says that the code is called even when we import the module. So the fib of 10 is getting called even when you are importing the module, and you do not want to do this, and that is the reason why you can do something like this. The import, right, you can add it into an if block called if underscore underscore name underscore underscore equal to in quotes underscore underscore main underscore underscore. So that will work. So this fib of 10 will work only when I am calling to run this as a script. Okay, so now the script runs properly, as well as the import works, the code is not executed. Okay, so whenever we do an import fib, now the fib of 10 is not going to be executed because the name is okay underscore underscore name underscore underscore is local to every module and is equal to main only when the file is run as a script. Okay, so let me show you an example over that. So I think we already have the J Python 3. I think we have the cat fib.py, right? Where did we write it? Oh, J Python 3 CD. Okay. Oh, there is a fib.py. Okay, cat fib.py. Okay, so some var and this thing, this is what we mean. Now I am going to do an emax minus nw fib.py. I am just opening it in the terminal itself and it says fib of 10. Okay, so when I type python 3 fib.py, it will print 112358. Now I am taking the ipython 3 terminal. Okay, I am taking the ipython 3 terminal and I am running percentage import fib. I imported fib and you can see that it printed 112358. Why? Because I have fib in the fib.py, I have fib of 10 as part of the module itself. Okay, so this gets executed. That's the problem. Now what I am going to do is I am just going to just a second. I am just going to edit it. Move this fib of 10 to if okay. So I have moved this particular fib of 10 into a block called if name equal to main, only then this will get executed. Okay. Now I can type python 3 fib.py and it will still print 112358. Okay, let us do a cat, and now it is in name equal to main, and you do python 3 fib.py, this will get still executed. Let us take the terminal, the interpreter, ipython 3 interpreter, and let us try to import the fib. So earlier when we tried to import the fib, right, it printed 112358, but afterwards we moved it into the if name equal to main part, the fib of 10, and now we are trying to import fib and it will not print it. Okay, so this is what you this is why you can use the if block, if underscore name equal to main. Okay, so the name is local to every module and is equal to main only when the file is run as a script. Okay, so for that you can do print name, and you can say that whenever the program is run as a script, then the name will be equal to main. Okay, so now you can try import fib, it will not print 112358, and these are considered as standalone scripts. Okay, so you can have the complete functions, module definitions, everything over here, and then you can have an if underscore name underscore equal to main f, then this is not executable when f.py is imported. So do you guys all follow what we have discussed so far?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so there are different libraries available in Python modules, okay, library modules or standard modules, Python modules, okay, that are available in Python, and here are some examples. So some things related to operating system interface, you have an OS and os.path. Some things related to system and command line arguments, etc., you can use sys. So you have the OS module, sys module. Then for the regular expressions you have the RE module. For the math modules you have math and random. For the internet access you have URL lib and SMTP lib. So URL lib stands for downloading certain files or accessing certain web resources, etc. While SMTP lib, it stands for mail transfer protocol. Okay. So SMTP stands for simple mail transfer protocol, and SMTP lib is related to sending emails and things like that. Then you have for data compression you have zlib, gzip, bz2, zip file and tar file. Then for unit testing, this is something that you may not understand right away. This is something called unit testing, for which you can use doc test and unit test. And you have a lot more packages. You have numpy, scipy, you have TensorFlow, you have Theano, so many libraries. You have NetworkX, so many libraries that you can think of. Okay, you can go to this particular Python library reference particular link, and you will get to know a lot more things. So in this particular script, or in this particular set of slides, we have seen how to create a module, how to import a module, how to run a module as a script, and the importance of underscore underscore name underscore underscore variable. Okay guys.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so do you guys want me to continue, or do you guys want me to stop here? I don't mind either of it. So see, and the reason why I might stop here would be to give you more time, so that you will be able to go back and look at these things clearly, read up and practice before you go into the next topic. So what do you want me to do, or else I can go with the next topic, which is related to files. So this is regarding the modules, Python language modules. I am just going to do a quick recap of the slides. Okay, so Python modules. So it will allow us to organize the code, collect similar functionality. The functions, classes and the constants can all be collected together in one single file or into a folder. Okay, define variables, functions and classes in a file with a .py extension, and this file becomes a module. File name should be a valid variable name. The file name cannot be anything. Okay, it has to be a valid variable name in Python. If it is not a valid variable name in Python, then it will not work as a module. Okay, and then you can import the module into the Python workspace using the keyword import. And there are two ways to import the modules. One is to import the variables and the classes and the functions one by one. So you can do from module import name1 comma name2, where name1 etc. are the names in the module. While there is another way, you can import all of it together at one go, but that is to be used only in an interactive environment or in an interactive mode alone, because it's going to import a lot of things, and it could make your entire script also slightly slower. So what are the rules with which the module file names are allowed, which are the file names which are valid and which are the file names which are invalid. And this is an example for the module in Python. We have already seen that. We started from discussing from there, and then we discussed about the Python path, the path. Then we discussed about the running a module. We have discussed about using the name, if name equal to main, right? And the reason why we have used it, and we have looked at certain standard libraries, summary. Okay, so I think I'll just do one thing. No, not here. I think I need to upload the just a second, 2021. I haven't uploaded modules, right?
No, sir.
Right. So I'm just uploading that. And what was the 8 functions? I think practice functions. Did we? Wait, just a second. Just a second. I'll just compile the. Um, that's in basic Python. Basic Python. PDF. Oh. And yes, you have the questions also uploaded. Okay, and I think we will go to the next topic, which is files. Now, oh wait, by the way, let me compile it PDF LaTeX. That's 10, and let me re-upload it. Replace existing file, upload, and that's going to give me a version 2. Okay. So we are going to learn something called reading and writing files in
Sir,
Python.
sir,
Yes.
before going to that, can I say, can we please, sir, proceed the next day, sir, because from 1:30 we are doing class, sir.
Oh, sure, definitely. And that's the reason why
Yes,
I asked you whether do you
yes.
want me to proceed or whether you want me to break and you.
No, sir, continuous class also affects our eyes, sir. That's
Yeah, not just your eyes, man. It affects your, you won't be able to
yes, sir.
learn it. Say, for example, I'll tell you.
Productivities.
Yeah, it affects your productivity. True. For example, myself. I mean, when I was a student, right? I think Veera Subramanya Viveknesh. Guys, don't leave. I'll take attendance. And after I say this particular story, so when I was a student, and my father never allowed me to study the day before the exam, and I never have done that ever. Probably whenever he is there, we will be playing either chess or caroms or some other games, and I've never done that. I've never studied the day before the exam, and the reason why you are not supposed to do that is because you have to have a good sleep, because that will actually help you recollect the things. Okay, so anyway, thank you, Abhishek. And what I will do right now is I'll
Yes,
just
sir.
go and take the attendance.
Yes,
Right. So I want you all of you guys to go through the topics that we have discussed in Python programming. Okay, without you guys discussing it, without you guys going through it, without you guys looking at what we have done, right, it won't be of any use. Trust me. Okay, so IN Guru Ishwar and there was
Definitely.
Veera Subramanya, yeah, and they both had left. Yeah. Okay, so rest of the students, can you please tell me your attendance? Abhishek,
yes, sir.
Aditya,
Present. Yes, sir. He is also present in the meetings.
Afrit, Akash,
After presence.
Afrit, Aluri Sanjana Rao, Akash Yadav, thank you, Akash.
She left.
She has left. Okay,
Yes.
did she join?
No, sir. She has left the institute, sir.
Oh, she has left the institute. Oh, okay, okay.
Yes, sir.
I was not aware of that. Anshika,
Yes, sir. She was there in the meeting.
Badraksh was there. Bhupesh, Galanki Charan was also there, I believe. Bhupesh, Harshit, Rituraj, Jaldeep,
Ritu is there,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Ritu is there.
Ritu,
Yes, sir, Rituraj, sir.
yeah. Please tell me your name when you see
Sir,
it
roll
on the
number
screen.
14 present, sir.
Sir,
14.
13%, sir.
13%.
Sir, roll number 15%, sir.
Thank you.
18 roll number.
13. 18. Yeah.
So 17 is also there, sir,
Sure.
in the
Thank you,
starting.
Abhishek. 16, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23.
21%.
Thank you, Praveen. 22, 23, 24, 25, 26,
Sir,
26.
26 present.
Thank you, Prajwal. 27,
Raj Singh is present, sir, 27.
27. Thank you. 28, 29, 30, 31.
29 present, sir.
So 31.
30 present, sir.
30, 31. Sure, thank you. 32, 33, 35, 36, and 37.
35, sir.
35.
Okay.
37%, sir.
37%. Thank you. So I'll mark all of the rest of the people as absent. So absentees are Aluri, okay, Sanjana Rao has left, Bhubesh Gupta, Harshit Kumar, VLN Abhishek, Malot Nishant, Malotu Amulya, Naraparadi Jayesh Reddy, Methula Santosh, Nikhil Upadhyay, Pankaj Trivedi, Danush Nayak, Sheikh Bashir Ahmad, Shubham Joshi, Yama Venkata, Harish Reddy. Okay, I'll save the attendance. Hey, by the way, before I leave the class, right, I read a...
Sir.
Yeah.
Sir, can you share with us that you asked a question in webinar today?
Oh
in
yes, I
morning?
asked a question, right? So the question that I asked was, what are the possible options that we have in case we are duped with the money in our account for a product or for a service and we have not received that. That's what I asked in the webinar today.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, and he was Professor Somitra Sanadhya. He was an associate professor in IIT Ropar as well before he moved to IIT Jodhpur. So I think when I was a PhD student and when I was just about to leave, he joined as the HOD of my, no, probably he joined just after I left. So I probably I have not met him personally.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Hitraj. So is that question clear, Hitraj? And the reason why I asked this question is, see, we have the traces for all the transactions. Say, for example, I'm unable to recollect what it is, but anyway, that particular protocol that I am trying to recollect, right? That is something that I learned in my BTech classes when I was a BTech student, and that protocol says that whenever we make a payment to a merchant for a particular service through the bank need not be aware of what the service the merchant is providing, and when I am making the payment to the merchant need not be aware about the particular details pertaining to my account. Okay, so it's just validation that needs to happen at both at the merchant side and at the bank side. Okay, but unfortunately, although these kind of protocols and everything is in place, still okay, I think I'll show you this. Yeah, so this is the particular thing that I was mentioning. So this was, you can see that this was a ticket raised by me on PayU Help. Okay, it was raised by myself on 9th of March 2022, and the ticket number is this, and the order number is for this particular order. Okay, so let's just go to this particular link. Okay, by the way, it was already open. Okay, so this is the order. So the order is my daughter came to me saying that she wanted a monster truck car, a remote control monster truck toy, and I just searched on the internet, and this was returned to me by my Google search. But unfortunately, so I went ahead, I added it to the cart, and generally I do not suspect most of these websites of anything because of the protocols that are already in place, because I know that my money can't be just taken away from me, but unfortunately that's not how it works. So I have given this particular question, and you can see that the expected end date was 9th March 2022. Okay, 9th March 2022, and you can see that in progress status even now. And on the 8th of March I added some more information, I added the details about the particular things. Okay.
Sir, you apply for refund, sir.
The question is, I don't know where I can apply for the refund.
Oh,
I have absolutely no clue where I can apply. And
I am also suffer from this one time.
oh, okay, Riduraj. Okay, what kind of problem did you go through?
Uh, I ordered the product, but product will never
Yeah,
get it.
it will never get delivered. It will never
Yes,
be
sir.
processed.
So first thing that I do while ordering such things is read the terms and conditions, right?
Okay.
I mean, there must be a clause that says that you can return, the money will be refunded in
No,
such
no, the
cases,
problem is, okay, let me try to log in. I'm not sure
and it
whether,
should be a trusted site too.
yeah, it will be in a trusted site. So this one is definitely not a trusted website. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So yeah, it allowed me to log in. I logged in, and I go to the orders, whether that order is still there or not. I should have at least, okay, it still shows processing. They have also never fulfilled it from their side. But the only thing is that my money was debited from my account and has been given to them. So I think I should go for a further complaint. But I was looking for this, and it's today is exactly 2 months since I lodged this complaint with PayU Help. So what I am going to do is, probably I will write to the cyber complaint cell or something. And by the way, do you guys remember what was the website that sir suggested at the end by the government of India?
I think, sir, RBI has a site where you can complain it.
Okay, did you do something like that, Rituraj?
No, sir, I didn't do this.
Okay, okay,
But I think there is a number 1930.
okay, okay.
I think not
Right.
clear, not confirmed, sir.
Right. Okay. But see, Rishik, see, I know what you just told me. Definitely, we should be reading it, the terms and conditions, and doing things properly. Say, for example, when I was a student, I have received a lot of Nigerian scam mails. How many of you know about that?
So I don't know, sir, but once in Flipkart when I ordered, I had the same issue. Like the
Okay.
product didn't come,
Okay.
and then the terms and conditions actually it was given that this had no refund policies as such. Actually, though the product didn't come, the it said delivered. There were plenty of issues like that.
Okay.
But
Okay.
then I wrote a mail to them because they have this customer care, right?
Right. 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 I do understand.
And then I followed it up to the through the customer care, toll free number,
Okay,
and
okay.
then I
So
followed it up.
my situation is slightly more complicated. I'll actually, okay, because you have placed order on Flipkart. Flipkart will be like eBay, the older eBay, right? Where you have multiple merchants coming together, and they will be selling the products to you. Now, if you look at this particular complaint, okay, I have written, though the order was placed on February 17, 2022, even as on March 4, 2022, the order still shows pending or processing on their website. The contact phone number, right, does not ring, mentioned on the website, and the email address mentioned also bounced back, and the contact us form mentioned it, send me a copy of my query or complaint, which I never received. So which means that even the website is non-functional in my situation. And I am sure that this particular website that I have given that link, right, that will be deleted after 1 year or whenever the domain expires. So it's okay. Anyway, it's just a small amount, but the problem is, when it happens to people, especially people who supposedly know technology, gets affected, right? That is a huge problem, because just imagine what could be the situation of the people who knows nothing of technology, and there's a very high chance that many people can get duped with lots of money, right? So that's the issue
So,
that.
and sir, did you give your card details or something? So there's this risk even pertaining to that, right?
Card details, actually no, it will not be. So yeah, right, okay, let me try to just give me a moment. I'll just give me a moment. Actually, yes, I did give the card details or my transaction details, but that was given through the PayU. PayU is the
Okay, sir.
yeah. So
Okay.
unless unless they leak it, I will have the same problem. By the way, one of my close friends who was working, I think at that time in Amazon in Bangalore, he had some money in his savings account. Okay, in his savings account, and that's after he started working, okay, and he lost all of the money from his savings account, and till date he has no clue like how it has happened. So all these things also could happen, man. We have to be extremely careful in this digital era, because anything can happen anytime. So with the money and with the passwords and with the applications that we have on our phone, everything, we have to be very extremely cautious and careful. And these websites also, right, are quite tricky, because they trick you to believe that they will provide the service proper, but it's just waste. Anyway, thank you guys. So whoever who has not given me the attendance, right, for today, please send it through Akash. Okay, thank you guys. So I'll leave. Bye.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
And I will go through this National Consumer Helpline. The reason why I am so worried about this is, if see, for me this 280 rupees doesn't make a huge difference. But trust me, 280 rupees is a huge money for a lot of people, and because of that alone, and because of this fraudulent activities, especially in this time when you have very low employability, huge inflation happening, it's going to be trouble for our country, right? And if more and more people go into these fraudulent ways, it's going to be very difficult for us. Anyway, thank you guys. See you. Bye.
Thank you.